So as we all know, the Super Bowl is coming up here pretty soon, and a lot of Super Bowl food isn't very vegan friendly. So I thought up a couple of ideas for some takes on classic Super Bowl food that you could bring to your party, show people, hey, vegan food can be pretty good. So yeah, I hope you like my ideas and try it at home. So first, I thought, hey, when I was a kid, I really liked pigs in a blanket, and those are like super easy to just walk around with and have a little paper plate of. But obviously, pigs in a blanket is not very vegan. But there's a really easy way to make it at home so it is vegan. So you'll only need 2 ingredients for this. You could get any vegan hot dog. I prefer the Field Roast brand just because like it's so like flavorful and not like rubbery. I got these at Sprouts, but you could get them at Ralph's, Whole Foods, like anywhere that sells like a fake vegan meat. And then for the second ingredient, you need Pillsbury crescent rolls, which is actually pretty shocking that they're vegan because you'd think there'd be butter or something. So now that we have our little vegan hot dogs out of their wrappers, we're gonna cut them. So I'm probably gonna do 3 for each hot dog. This is the best part. Woo! And then with these, you unroll it like this, and it's already pre-cut, so it's super easy to just grab. I'm just gonna grab a piece of hot dog and roll it up. So there you go. Now you have one little pig. Roll it up. Alright, so now that you have all of your little pigs in a blanket rolled up, you're going to put them into your oven that's already preheated to 350 degrees. And you're going to put them in for about 10 minutes, but just, watch them and then take them out once they're a little golden on top. So while those hot dogs are in the oven cooking, we're going to start on dessert, and that is chocolate covered strawberries. Now, chocolate covered strawberries have literally been my favorite forever because I just love the combination of like the sweetness from the strawberries and like the bitterness from the chocolate. So this is chocolatey chips. I got them from Ralph's. They're actually just accidentally vegan. I think they were just like, it was just cheaper to use oil than it was milk. So works for me. Alright, so to start these, I'm just gonna pour the chocolate chips into a bowl. And I'm just gonna like eyeball it. Just do most of the package, why not? And then I'm gonna put it in the microwave. No, I'm just gonna do it in like 45-second intervals, I guess, and then take it out, stir it around, put it back in until it's super gooey and delicious. Alright, so now that we have our strawberries washed and our chocolate melted, we're just gonna combine the two. So take the strawberry, so they look like that, and then I'm just gonna put them on here to dry. Chocolate. They just look. Alright, so now that you have your strawberries all done, you're just going to put them off to the side to cool. And they should be all hard and ready by the time that you're done with everything else. Now, I know that like a super common Super Bowl food is like Doritos and like Cheetos and all those like chips and stuff. But those aren't vegan and they definitely aren't healthy. So I've been making kale chips at home for like so many years. And there's a more complicated way to do it with a dehydrator, and that's like so good, and that makes like the really crispy chips. But if you're in a pinch and you just need some chips for a party, this is a super easy way to get homemade kale chips at home. They're so good. Alright, so for the kale chips, we're just gonna start by getting a head of organic kale and washing it, of course, first. And then I'm just gonna cut it into ribbons, and then I have a bowl nearby. And I like wrapped it in aluminum foil so the oil won't stick to the bowl because I hate the way that like coconut oil just grabs on to like dishes. I think it's super annoying. So now that you have this all cut up, you're gonna get some melted coconut oil. I had mine already melted in the microwave. So then you're just gonna drizzle this on top. And this isn't like the most healthy food, obviously, because of the oil, but if you're gonna do chips, then this is the way to do it. So they're not, you know, manufactured at Lay's or anything like that. So you're still getting vegetables. I like to flavor mine a little bit. I love black pepper. I love salt. I love super salty things. I'm one of those people who would rather have like a super salty snack than something super sweet. I don't know why, but I've always been that way. Like, don't get me wrong, I love sweet, but salty is just like where it's at. And then I also have a little jar of minced garlic. So I'm just gonna get some garlic and put that on top. I'm Italian, so I love my garlic. But I mean, just do it to your preference, you know? All right, so now that that's done, I'm gonna grab a baking sheet wrapped in aluminum foil just to make it like extra crispy. And then I'm gonna pour that kale onto it. And if you wanna add some more salt or pepper or garlic or any other seasoning you want to, now's the time. I love this seasoning salt, so I'm just gonna add like a little bit on top. Let's say while I'm at it, a little bit of, I love spicy, so this red cayenne pepper stuff is super good. So I'll just add some of that for some heat. And then you're gonna put it into the oven, set to 350 degrees. I'm probably gonna leave it out for about 10-15 minutes. Last recipe is something that I make for dinner multiple times a week. Like, I love this stuff. It's so good, it's so flavorful and filling, and even non-vegans love it. So the recipe is buffalo wings, but instead of it being chicken wings, it's just pieces of cauliflower. And like, I know that that sounds a little crazy, but the tenderness of the cauliflower and the way that it just like breaks apart in your mouth and absorbs the like wing flavor, it's pretty good. Like, it's not like a duper, it's not like soy chicken or anything, but it's like really good. And I know that non-vegans at my house love it, so you can make it for yours and they can try it as well. Alright, so this is probably going to be the easiest recipe out of all of them. This one's super simple. You need 2 ingredients, cauliflower florets. You could always buy like a whole cauliflower, but they have these at Ralph's and it's just so much easier for me because they just toss these in the bag and then put them in the oven. So it's super easy. They're already washed. And whatever wing sauce you'd like, just always be sure to read the ingredients because a lot of them have butter or milk, or I even saw some with anchovies in them, so that's like pretty disgusting. So always read the back. This one is actually palm oil free, which of course is a big plus. A lot of them have palm oil. I normally like a little bit more spice, but this is what they had. This is what I got. It's vegan, it's good. So you just get a big bag and pour them in. And now once you have all the cauliflower pieces in the bag, you're just gonna go ahead and take your wing sauce and pour a ton of it in. So once they're all in the bag, what you're gonna wanna do is totally mix it up. And if you think that you didn't add enough, you could always add a little bit more. That's what it's supposed to look like. So once these are all marinated, you're gonna wanna grab another baking sheet lined with aluminum foil. Once again, just to make cleanup super easy. And then you're gonna dump out the wings onto your sheet. And it should look like that. These in the oven at 350 degrees. Now I leave them in for probably 20 to 30 minutes, just totally based on your preference. Okay, so this recipe is gonna be a little bit of a process. Okay, so I don't have baking soda, so I'm just gonna use baking powder. Okay, so to be completely honest, I tried to make some homemade vegan soft pretzels and like a nacho cheese. It didn't really work out. Like, I don't know if you've ever tried to make homemade pretzels before, but it's not that easy. So I tried and it didn't really work out, but I still had all the stuff to make like the nacho cheese. So I was like, why not just make nachos? So for the next recipe, it's just gonna be nachos with a super easy homemade vegan nacho cheese. It's gonna be so good and I'm so excited. This nacho cheese recipe is actually super easy. I got it from vegweb.com. Normally, a lot of vegan cheeses have nuts and like all that stuff in them. I don't really have time to do all that, so I just got 1 block of extra firm tofu. So I'm just gonna break this apart and put it in our blender. I really hope this is good. I've never made my own vegan cheese. So if this is good, then this is gonna be like a new staple for me. And I'm just gonna blend this to try to make some more space for everything else. Now the recipe calls for a small handful of canned jalapenos. And it also calls for the juice. So I really like spicy, so I'm just gonna pour like a lot of it in it. So next it calls for 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. Makes food taste super, super cheesy. Oh, and this is not good. All right, it's starting to blend up pretty nicely. Next it calls for 4 tablespoons of salsa. Once again, I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it. I don't know, I just kind of throw things together and hope for the best, and normally it turns out really good, so it'll probably be good. Okay, so my camera died, but while I've been charging the battery, I finished up the nacho cheese. I added some almond milk to it, some garlic to it, and I blended it up super well. I popped it in the microwave and it's super, super creamy and flavorful, and it's so good. And I also got one of those little white tubes of icing, and I added those to the strawberries to make little footballs. It's all super, super cute, and I'm super happy with the way that it turned out. It's all adorable, and I'm so hungry. I've been cooking all day and I cannot wait to sit down and eat all of this. So before I do, I'll show you what it looks like. And hopefully you're inspired to make some Super Bowl recipes for yourself and for your family, and show everyone that vegan food can be super, super good even on the holidays. For watching my video. This is only my second one here on YouTube, but I love making them. This was so much fun to make. I'm hoping to make about 2 videos a week. I should be doing that really, really soon. I know I'll probably film another one tonight just because I had so much fun doing this one. And yeah, thank you so much. See you later.